Moreover, when we advance equality and racial justice and invest in young people, protect the LGBTQ plus individuals, our societies are not only fair, but they're stronger and more successful. Moreover, when we advance equality,
and on the issue of equity, you know, this commission is about speaking real, right? Motivated by hope and faith, but speaking truth about the obstacles to actually achieving all that hope and faith can drive. When we talk about, like you said, Mr. Secretary, about equity, you know, so many of us have come from movements that were about the fight for equality. We also understand there's a difference between equality and equity. Equity is everyone deserves to have, right, and be treated equal. But equity understands that not everybody starts out on the same base. So if you're giving everybody an equal amount, but they're starting out on different bases, are they really going to have the opportunity to compete and achieve? That's why we purposefully, as an administration, the president, myself, the secretary, and everyone in our administration are so dedicated to a specific principle, which is that of equity. Understanding we must speak truth, we must be clear-eyed, we must see who's not in the room, who's never been in the room, where are the resources going, who needs what kind of resources to do what? To be able to compete equally, to have equal opportunity to achieve, to have equal encouragement, to have aspirations and be ambitious. So it's all of that. And it's not just simply about financial resources. That is a very big part of it. But it's also about what is the culture of the environment? How are we approaching this issue in a way that we also understand we cannot support and help our young people if we also don't also look at the context in which those young people live and are being raised, which means necessarily, because our edict and our mission is not to come out and say, well, we could do this better. Part of the extension of the work you will do is, yes, focused on our young leaders and our young people, but understanding we also then have to be clear about the needs of their parents and their grandparents and their teachers and their communities.
The principles of equity. Understanding the inequities, which, you know, we all understand the difference between equality and equity, right? Equality suggests, well, let's give everyone an equal share, everyone, right? But equity understands not everyone starts out at the same base. And so we need to take that into account and have policies that are motivated by equitable outcomes.
A lot of people hear equity and they hear equality, that it's the same word. And it's not the same word and the same concept. So how would you differentiate between equity and equality?
Well, equality, we talk about, I don't know what the answer to that is.
This work, of course, is grounded in the concept of equity, which we all know and understand. Equity it's about understanding that the reality is not everybody starts out on the same base. So when we talk about equality, well, that's a good goal, but let us not presume that because everyone should be treated equal, that they start out on equal footing. So equity, as a concept, says, recognize that everyone has the same capacity, but in order for them to have equal opportunity to reach that capacity, well, we must pay attention to this issue of equity if we are to expect and allow people to compete on equal footing.
It's not fair! It's not fair! It's not fair! It's not